This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to jump into the ring for the Masters of the WW Universe. This time we'll be taking a look at the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat Heroic Master of Dragons figure. He is definitely a hodgepodge of different figures. He looks pretty cool. This time we see Ricky there standing on a mountaintop just in front of the Rattlesnake Mountain Ring with Macho Man Randy Savage Horde version and, of course, Jake the Snake Roberts. And we get again this little vehicle drone thing that they never made anything for, as far as I can tell, for this series. So I wonder if that was something that they had planned and just didn't do because the line didn't continue long enough or what. But if that was going to be a vehicle, that would have been really cool. Armed with the devastating Dragon Blaster, Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, fires up the crowd and brings the heat inside the ring. And of course, it shows how the dragon attaches to it. This, of course, also is the same dragon from the Classics era. They did not have out yet the Dragon Blaster Skeletor 4 Origins. And we're kind of better off for it because this dragon looks a lot cooler than that one did. As part of this collection, we have Becky Lynch, the man of WWE Eternia, Macho Man Randy Savage, HWO for life, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Heroic Master of Dragons, and Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Evil Hot Rod. Actually, this also should be concluding our wave here. So that's cool. Let's open the sucker up. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at his little mini comic where we see him using the Dragon Blaster with surrounded by Macho Man and Rowdy Roddy Piper. And it looks like the pages got kind of fused together again. This happens when the ink is still damp when they seal it. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Heroic Master of Dragons. The great battle has begun. A darkness threatens to consume WWE Eternia as a faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Height, 5 foot, 10 inches. Weight, 235 pounds. Superstar powers, mental control over dragons, breathes fire. Foreign objects, Dragon Blaster, Rattlesnake Mountain. You! Randy Savage, the day has finally come. The minutes, the seconds, we have reached our moment. You sought to end me, you left me beaten, broken, but never defeated. There can only be one winner, Savage. This dragon's breathing fire, the dragon will scorch your back. I will come away with the championship and see the new horizons. So I'm guessing there is some kind of history between Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky here. Let me know if that's true. And of course, we get the cross sell on the back of the book with Becky Lynch again, Macho Man, Ricky, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. To be honest, I'm kind of curious as to how well this is actually going to fit on the back of this dude, because it was designed specifically. You can see this little hole in his abdomen area, but it was designed specifically to attach to the back of the Dragon Blaster Skeletor armor from Classics. So I think what we're trying to do here is going to be to hook this over this stuff here, right? But let's forget that for a moment and just take a look at this little cute dragon. The one bit of stupid with classics though when it came to this is, this is Dragon Blaster Skeletor, right? Or that's what this dragon came from. But they gave him a closed mouth instead of an open mouth. Like at the very least, they should have given us a second head. But I think if I remember correctly, oh, I believe the head is actually compatible with the other figures. So we'll try that out too for just for fun of it. But let's go ahead and take a look at Ricky here. Looks like they used the same snake design that they used on Jake the Snake Roberts. So they reused the tempo. We've recently seen these arm guards on somebody else too from this series. I still don't think that they were used in classics. I'm not classics, Origins, but I'm not sure. He uses the Lords of Power Merman armor as his armor, which always looks kind of funny to me at the bottom there, but it is painted nicely to go with that dragon look. It's kind of weird though that the dragon is this translucent orange, but his armor is green. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like they should have matched the colors. But that's just me. Articulation wise, his head's on a ball joint, spins all around, look down, look up. He can pick his nose with his armor. Just saying, man, that is awesome. Because who doesn't want to be able to pick their nose with their armor? Okay, I might have some issues. All right, articulation wise, arm goes up, goes down, spins around. Even though they have the little shoulder pauldron bit here, it does not really interfere with his arm. I mean, there's a bit of a pause, you could say, but not bad. The arm has a hinge, or the elbow has the hinge, less than 90 degrees, like with most of our Masters of the Universe Origins figures. But we do have the little peg, so he can put his arm out, like he's hitchhiking right now. The wrist can spin around. We have the in and out articulation on his wrist. We can spin his hips all the way around. Wait. His waist, not his hips. He does have the standard WWE diaper. We can kick up yay far, and we can kick back yay far. Not a lot. His knee bends at the little less than 90 degrees once more, but it does bend. We have the boot cut. Oh yeah, and of course the knee is on a peg, so you can also twist it like that, so it looks like he broke his knee. One of these days I'm going to do that on one of these figures, and it's going to be somebody who actually did break their knee, and I'm going to feel bad. The foot has a hinge, and we can spin again. I'm not going to try to do the articulation with the dragon, because we already know the dragon's not going to hold on very well, so it's kind of pointless to try to do articulation. The question is, though, how do we get it to stay on there? Well, it's kind of holding on like this. But you ain't keeping this dude balanced at all. But yeah, basically, it's kind of what I was thinking. You kind of have to get the hands to hook around the little spikes on the armor to get the dragon to stay in place. Which is a shame. There we go. We got him to balance. Oh. I touched it. Richard Henry Blood Sr., born February 28th, 1953. Better known by his ring name, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, is a retired American professional wrestler best known for his work with the American Wrestling Association, the AWA, Jimmy Crockett Promotions, JCP, World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now known as the WWE. Which, as I recall hearing a few years ago. The reason why that happened is like when they changed to WWE, it's because they got sued because WWF was used for the was it World Wildlife Foundation, and for some reason they hadn't noticed for like 10 or 15 years, and then they sued. Poor Ricky. Steamboat is often regarded as one of the best professional wrestlers of all time. I feel like I get that in just about every article I look up for any of the wrestlers. Some of his other ring names were, of course, Rick Blood, The Dragon, Richard Blood, Ricky Steamboat, and Sam Steamboat Jr. That one I don't quite understand. So in 1985, he was offered a contract by Vince McMahon and joined the World Wrestling Federation shortly after his debut, where he defeated Steve Lombardi on Championship Wrestling. Steamboat was given the gimmick of a babyface nicknamed the Dragon. Steamboat's jacket and trunks attire was replaced with a kikogi and long tights. Steamboat's mother is a Japanese American, hence his Asian features, crucial for his dragon gimmick. Steamboat kept the nickname and gimmick for the remainder of his career. Like I mentioned before, he's using the same armor harness as the Lords of Power Merman, and it works well with him. I'm not sure I'm a big fan though of the way the red clashes with it though. I think maybe they should have made the trunks green and yellow also, and then the red tights would have been good, or red leggings, whatever. But that's one issue. Like the head sculpt looks really good on him, and the bandana is actually, or the headband is actually part of the sculpt, which is interesting because the hair is a separate piece from the head. So the bandana is sculpted to the head and also sculpted into the hair. Kind of looks like he's sculpted with somewhat of a smirk too. But as mentioned before, he had the Dragon Blaster Skeletor dragon, and oh my gosh, this is what it's made to hook onto right back here. So that is why it does not hold on very well on the back of his, because it was designed for a specific peg. You know what? I think maybe I should have brought the Origins Dragon Blaster Skeletor that's come out since then, just to show how much better this does look than that one. But that's a whole nother thing. I do wish, and this is something I think a lot of us had hoped when they made these four classics, is that they would have made the dragon also a little bit more articulated, so it could have been like a figure of its own. But let's pop the head off here. Pop the head off there. I mean, it's not a perfect fit in that case. I think actually though, when it said it was compatible, I mean it is classics, so it was meant to be compatible with that. Sorry. I know this is just wrong, but I'm just finding this hilarious. This is actually a really good Skeletor face paint too, man. Classics was kind of hit and miss with the way they did Skeletor. Right, Ricky's head can go on there too, though. Uh, doesn't stand very well. There's also something to note that the head sculpts in Classics are actually smaller than the Origins line. Anyway. It really is difficult to find the pose to get him to stand with the dragon holding onto his back. But up next, we will have him go in the ring, and we will have him go up against Rowdy Piper, since they're wave mates. Just to go all in on the stupidity, I'm going to try to do the Dragon Blaster on the back of Ricky for the first round. I can't wait to see how this works. I may do it a second time in the slow motion just for fun. But anyway, now it's Rowdy Piper versus Ricky Steamboat Dragon. I think the Dragon won that one. And we have no real winner determined, except for Ricky is on his back, so I guess maybe that by default makes Piper the winner. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, and you hated it and it was torturous for you, please feel free to send it to somebody you hate to torture them as well. I'll take whatever views I can get. Peace and love. This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're gonna head over to the. What are we doing? I don't know.